Hello, it's Phil from Inspiration Marine here at the Southampton Boat Show, and on the 460 going to talk you through the interior options and the spec choices that you have when you look at ordering one of these boats. There are a lot of options, so please bear with me. I'll try and cover them all and try and explain what they are so you've got a good picture of what you're talking about. We'll start with the easy bit, which is the back end, because this is how it is. So the aft cabins on the 460 are always two double aft cabins, one either side. So you've got a huge double here, really nice access either side of the bed. I don't know whether the camera is doing this justice, but it's a phenomenal aft cabin as a guest cabin. The literally king-sized home bed type of size, 2 meters long, 190 wide, a huge bed. Open that, there we go. Decent wardrobe either side with a hanging rail, nice shelf, electrical socket, the two reading lights which can be turned to red for night light, and they both have USB sockets in the base of them for charging. You've got two engine access hatches, one either side. Again, I get a bit nerdy about this kind of thing, but they are on pressure clamps onto a rubber seal. So you should be able to close these in right up onto the seal, which reduces the engine sound, but also stops that annoying cupboard door vibration that you get at certain rev ranges on the engine. You've got a cupboard under here. This trim here on the bed at the base is standard. If you want the same trim around the headboard and down this starboard side, that's part of something called the flagship pack, so be aware of that. This particular boat doesn't have the flagship pack, so we haven't got the leather covers on the handrails here, we haven't got the leather cover on this handrail or that handrail, and we also don't have the material finish on the bulkhead. There's one other thing in the flagship pack which we'll come to. So port side aft cabin, again same size bed, huge, same wardrobe in on starboard, same kind of semi-island access there. There's a little bit more storage under a hatch just in front of the fish ornament, so, and a bit more storage here, so that is fab. We won't go into the engine from this space. So those two cabins, that's what you get. There's no two cabin option on this, it's always the minimum of 3 cabins. So in on the port side you've got the heads unit. The loo is a manual seawater flush as standard. We've upgraded it to an electric flush on this particular boat. We've got a nice mirror there above the sink, nice moulded sink, hot and cold water. That's your holding tank monitor, which is mounted behind here, so if that goes red, you know it's time to do something about that. Nice cupboard under the sink. Dedicated shower cubicle, and again, another nerdy thing but really important for shower cubicles is this wall is a gel coat GRP finished wall, so it's never going to get water penetration into it. Actually, sorry, your holding tank is behind here, which is a 54 litre holding tank. If you have 2 heads or 3 heads or even 4 heads, you get a holding tank per heads. So that's your shower cubicle. We did upgrade this one with the wooden floors in the shower, so the I say it stays cleaner longer, it's no cleaner, but it looks cleaner, and that's a really nice function. And then you've got really good access to your holding tank outlet, which is the blue handle, and your shower drain and water inlet as well, so really good access to that. And if I just open this door, you can see there's a shower screen that comes across to completely close the shower off. Great ventilation, and again, because of the eyebrow of the deck that you might have heard me going on about with the exterior tour, you can leave this hatch open in the rain, obviously not at sea, but in the rain. Another hatch in the ceiling there, so that's great. So this is where it starts getting a little bit more complicated. Not on the port side, because that U-shaped saloon sofa is what you get as standard. If you choose the flagship pack, you get a slight alteration in terms of the upholstery. You get piping around here bordering the cushions, and you get a kind of leatherette trim panel on the sides, so, and on the top of the cushions. And those two cushions there fold down and become a shelf. So if you're sitting here with your legs out either side, you can fold those cushions down, watch the TV that pops up out of there, and you've got somewhere, a shelf to put your drinks. It does make access to the batteries and the gubbins under there slightly less easy when you go for the flagship pack, because moving that whole hinged central cushion is not quite so easy. It's fairly heavy. Central island section is how it is, and then you can, if you choose it, have a television on a pop-up feature in here. This doesn't have it, so this has got a bottle holder instead. The saloon table is fixed with a fixed leg as standard. This is the upgraded saloon table, which lowers down on an electric button, which is positioned at the front end of here. And then when you order that, you also get the cushion that goes on the top of the table when it's fully lowered, and it turns that whole section into a double berth for sleeping. Okay, into the slightly more complicated side of things. There are 3 lengths of galley available. This is the shortest. I mean, it's by no means short, but this is still the shortest one available. And you order this galley if you want a dedicated chart table. So this one's got it because a lot of people are buying 460s to go cruising long distance, and having a proper chart table with a chart plotter mounted there directly in front is a really nice option to go for. So if you fancy a chart table, you go for the shorter galley. To give you an idea of the size of that galley, you've still got work surface here, you've got your 135 litre top loader and front door fridge here. You've got your bin drawer, cutlery drawer, 3-burner cooker with oven. Bear in mind, if you want a grill, to let us know if you want a grill, because that's a custom choice that we need to order for you. You've then got your sink and a half, loads more work surface. 3 huge drawers. These are about 2.5 feet wide, so big pan drawers, big plate drawers, that kind of thing. Really nice, more storage under there. 3 big top storage cupboards, plus another one there with a nice deep fiddle rail in it, and again another one on the front end here. You've then got your condiment drawer, which is really useful storage for that kind of stuff. So even with the shortest galley, still loads of storage space. But if you do want the chart table and you have all your switch panels up here, that's what you choose in terms of that galley. You'll see in the ceiling there's a couple of different moulding lines. So this one here, which gains about a foot of galley, that's what you order if you would like this space to be an ensuite heads for the starboard aft cabin, or the double bunk bed cabin. So the door remains here, but this wall moves all the way to where that groove is in the ceiling. So if you can picture from the end of that angled section all the way forward to here, it's just over a 2-meter unit in the boat, and that's where you get either a repeat of this heads and shower on the port side, or you get 2 single beds in there. This particular layout is the utility room, so you've got a full-size washer dryer up here, and then you've got space underneath it for a 70-litre fridge or freezer drawer, and then a little bit of other storage space on top of that. Behind there is not usable space. That's where your grey sump box is for the washer dryer, so please don't think that that's more storage space, but that cupboard in behind there is, and of course you've got some storage space on top. So quick recap of this lot: utility room, which ends here. If you do that, you can either choose the chart table or the mega long galley. So imagine the galley just extends all the way back to that wall there, and tons more galley storage. So if you're not fussed about a chart table and you want the utility room, you get a hugely long galley. If you need the bunk beds, that unit moves up to that moulding in the ceiling. You then can't have the chart table, but the galley gets a little bit longer, or you can have it as another ensuite heads for here. The final option is to have it this size with a wet room heads in there. So you've got your shower not a shower cubicle, it's all in one space, loo and wash basin and shower, all in one space, the same size as this utility room. That way you can have a third head and keep the chart table. I hope you've got that. As you would expect from a Hanse, especially the 0 series range, tons of ventilation, and again windows that can be left open in the rain because they tuck under the eyebrow of the deck. 2 of those either side, 4 in the ceiling, counter opening to scoop the wind whichever way you're tied up in the marina. And that is about covering it. Well, in the saloon anyway. Great handrails everywhere for moving around. Really nice vertical handrail here. One of the things that strikes you, and I've been with Hanse for 18 years, is they keep getting better in terms of the fit and finish. And this wood panel here is lovely. You've got a nice solid oak framing around the door. The cupboards are on struts here, and the catches are metal, so they're not going to get brittle and tire over time. Solid oak fiddle rail in front of the cupboard. Just really, really nicely thought out. And even silly things like electrical sockets. I think there's 11 230 volt outlets on this boat as standard. So go forward into the master suite. You've got a huge wardrobe on the right hand side or starboard. This is your standard layout, so huge wardrobe. You've got hanging space on one side, you've got shelves on the other side, you've got 2 more drawers, another cupboard here. If you choose the A2 layout, this cupboard gets a little bit shorter, you lose about 25% of it, and you gain a cushioned seat here. So that's a really nice option as well. Loads of high level cupboards. Those cupboard doors are standard. You've got the 2 open ones at the front end. Again, 2 more power sockets there. You've got your light switch there so you can operate it from the bed. You've got your reading lights which turn red, and we've got the USB sockets in them. Another wardrobe on port side. Huge heads and shower cubicles, so you've got a really nice dedicated shower cubicle in there with a screen that comes across. Again, this ensuite is standard. It's a manual flush seawater as standard. Again, we've upgraded it to electric. Nice sink, cupboard, dedicated holding tank to that one, and again ventilation dedicated to the heads, and 5 opening hatches in this space alone. This wood finish is the French oak, twinned with the classic teak striped floor, and underneath the stairs here you've got your engine. Standard engine is the 57 horsepower from Yanmar. This particular boat's got the 80. It won't necessarily make it go any faster, but it will make it go at cruising speeds more quietly because it will achieve those speeds 200 or 300 RPM lower than the smaller engine. Bear in mind, when you choose the standard 57 it's a 57 horsepower with a 3-blade fixed prop. You can then put a 3-blade folding prop on that standard 57, or if you upgrade to the 80, that automatically gets packaged up with a 3-blade folding prop, so you don't need to choose the folding prop upgrade twice if you choose the bigger engine. We put an automatic clean agent fire extinguisher in there. Your battery is mounted high up close to it for shorter cable runs, and it's really well sound insulated. They do a very good job of that, especially with the anti-vibration sound resistant hatches either side. You've got 2 either side to get into there. I think I have covered everything. Batteries are under here. You've got 4 160 amp hour AGMs as part of the cruising pack, or you can upgrade to 600 amp hours of lithium, which sit under here anyway. You've got storage under this seat down to sole board height. There's no storage underneath this seat. It's just a frame support. Your battery isolators are under this side, and you've got your battery charger or inverter charger depending what you choose under here. So there isn't a huge amount of storage under here apart from these outboard or inboard seats. Loads of high level cupboards there. I think that's it. So thank you for bearing with me for a quarter of an hour. I hope that's been really helpful when choosing specs and understanding the options that you see on the price list. As always, if it's prompted any questions, get in touch, and of course if you'd like to come and see the boat itself, also please get in touch. Thank you very much.